Logan Myerz here, checking in with you from Cinefellas and the new Tim Miller film, Deadpool. It's about goddamn time we get a good superhero movie from Fox. They put out a shitload of really bad movies, a lot of bad X-Men movies. But it's about time they figured it out. It's not your cliche superhero movie. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, is the anti-hero and doesn't really give a shit about being a superhero. Because he has such a foul mouth and abundance of masturbating jokes throughout the film that it just makes you laugh. You're like, what the hell? This character has grabbed me when I was younger in the comics. So I just thought he was he was different. And he didn't have the normal take on being a superhero. He just kind of did his own thing. And he was brought into the other movies, the X-Men Origins, and it made you really forget about the character because it was just a really bad movie. It made him like he was a flimsy character. But I'm glad that they finally got this in production and made this film because he's getting the rap that he deserves, and the audience is actually seeing Wade Wilson is basically how he is in the comics. And I think Reynolds is the perfect actor to play this. He's a foul-mouthed, raunchy actor. Van Wilder with an edge, basically, in this movie. He has it down to a T, and he, quite honestly, I couldn't think of any other actor in Hollywood that could play this character as well as he did. This is really going to pave the way for the rest of his career, for other Deadpool sequels and other superhero movies that intertwine with Deadpool. And I think he just fucking knocked it out of the park. But in terms of the movie, I think it was really funny from start to finish. Deadpool talks to the camera like you're right there next to him, and it really sets the tone for the audience early on how the movie's going to be. It's going to have that comedic overlay to it. The opening credits were really funny. They didn't actually have the actors, director, or producer names. They were pretty much roasting Hollywood. And the producers were titled Asshats, and the director was titled Overpaid Tool. So that kind of shows you what they thought of the behind-the-scenes people of the movie, and it was just really funny. Throughout the movie, there's a ton of jabs at Fox Studios, more specifically X-Men and Wolverine. A few times that Deadpool rips on Wolverine, and he puts on the Wolverine mask, or the Hugh Jackman mask. And there's another part where he's making fun of Green Lantern in the beginning, which was Abomination. The movie was terrible, probably the worst DC movie ever made. But Wade Wilson, he says from the beginning, this is a love story. This is not a superhero movie. And basically he takes you through the beginning as he was Wade Wilson and found out he was some life-altering issues. So he basically is trying to think what he can do, and he comes across a really creepy guy at the bar his friend works at, and gives him the proposition of this surgery that could get rid of that or become a superhero, or so he thinks. So of course he goes through the process, going to transformation, and it looks like a scene out of Hostel, like a dark, grungy lab, with you're getting tested everywhere and injected. So basically, things go south when he's going on the transformation in this place. And the Dr. Ajax, or what Deadpool likes to call him, Francis, because it was a little name tag. Francis! And, things go bad, and, Deadpool gets out and he goes after Dr. Ajax and his sidekick, Angel Dust, I believe was the name of it. But who really cares? The villains aren't that really notable or really had that big parts in the movie. They're just kind of blowover actors. But basically, through the rest of the film, he's trying to go after these people and get back to normal and get back to Wade Wilson before he was all deformed-looking. Weasel would say T.J. Miller. Which T.J. Miller was phenomenal in this, by the way. He's a top-notch actor. He's freaking hilarious. I follow him on Instagram, Teenage Millionaire. He's on Silicon Valley on HBO, and everything he does, it's hilarious, and he was great as a sidekick as a Weasel. But throughout the film, we get introduced to a few other X-Men that you don't really see too much of on the camera. Obviously, my favorite, Colossus. He has had smaller parts in the other X-Men films, but I always loved his character in the comics growing up in the cartoon. And it was cool to see him as kind of Deadpool's, I don't know, helping hand, pushing him in the right areas and making sure he doesn't do anything bad. But of course, Deadpool doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't listen to Colossus. And it was cool to see him with a larger part in the movie. And then the other one was Negasonic Teenage Wasteland. I'm trying to say that 3 times in a row. But Deadpool was making fun of her as a moody little teenager, and her tweeting on her phone before they're going into battle. And there's a part of the movie where Deadpool shows up at Professor Xavier's, and he's like, does the studio not have enough money for any other X-Men? So I was just laughing at that part. It was really good. But overall, the movie was fucking phenomenal. The action was there, the comedy was there, the story, they stayed true to the comics and to the actual character itself. It was spot on. But you also watch Deadpool and try not to take it too seriously because of all the humor and the potty jokes and the jabs at pop culture. But in a way, it's a film that needed to be made in 2016. So the way that Fox Studios have been going down the shitter, and it's R rating especially too. So, they're going for more violence, more profanity, and people that were bringing their kids to the movie theater. I'm like, what the hell? There was like a 4-year-old at the theater watching all Deadpool. I'm like, parents, what are you thinking? Stupid. But in the past, Deadpool has been kind of portrayed as a weak character, but this movie made him what he is now, and this movie did excellent opening week in the box office, and it's going to open doors for Fox and more sequels of Deadpool, and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. And I'm really excited for that because I love the character, always have, and Ryan Reynolds did a great job as Wade Wilson. So I'm excited to see the future where this takes Deadpool, if he'll come together Wolverine and, the upcoming X-Force movie, or what's going to happen with that. But I'm excited for the future with Fox Studio and Deadpool. It's definitely a movie I loved. I want everybody to go check it out and enjoy it as much as I did. Enjoy the humor, enjoy the action, enjoy the one-liners. And definitely my favorite movie of 2016 thus far. And it's great to see one of my favorite superheroes depicted on the big screen as he should. Go grab a cheesy chimichanga and go see Deadpool now. I'm giving Deadpool a 5 out of 5 for Cinefellas. Take Logan's word for it and go see it. See you soon. Cheers! What are you still doing here? The review's over. Get the fuck out of here. Go home. Bom, bom.